Hi, welcome to Christy's Stampin' Spot. I am Christy. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States, so welcome. It is Friday, October 17th. So I am going to play with my GDP card, and I actually printed up the thing and I forgot to bring it over to my desk, of course. But we're going to go ahead and get started anyway. So let me first, I knew I was forgetting something. It's fine. All right, let me go over here and make sure that all of the sound and stuff is in the right place. Hopefully everything's fine. Here we go. I'm going to my thing. Ooh, it says that I'm live. Now let's see if I can hear myself. Oh, hello there. It's on a delay. Oop, yep, I can hear myself. Fantastic. That's what I love. Awesome. So, all right, well, let's get more going. We're going to play with the sweet jar and make it a Halloween one stamp set today. So let me go ahead and turn you guys down. And here we go. Yay. Okay. So the GDP, and I had the thing out that I was going to show you guys, but here is the card, and I actually made this card, and it just wasn't perfect. As you can see, it's got the background and there's like three little elements, and that's basically what the GDP card sketch challenge is. But I kind of want to change it up because I realized I used like 15 different things to create this set, and so this card. So I thought I'd simplify it and make it more complicated at the same time. So we have these really fun stamp sets, and here is the punch. So you can get the sweet jar and the sweet jar punch as a bundle right now in my online store. You of course can get them separate as well, but we also have the jar of joy. So this one has, I don't know if this can be jelly beans. This is you could put hearts in there. There's the two parts of hearts, and then this is the clovers for St. Patrick's Day, right? And then we've got candles for birthday. I mean, this is pretty awesome. Like, it's a fun jar set, and it has this lid here. And then we have the jar of joy, and this is the one that I actually used to make this one because see the lids are different. I think I like the black lid for this card better, so I'm gonna re-stamp it with this one. But if you can see, this is the new one, the jar of joy. That's and I believe these are all online exclusive, so you can do that, or you can just put jar in your search function and it should pull them all up. But we've got like the two-step gingerbread cookies. We've got a snowman and snow, and then this is like the little scarf and hat band for your snowman, and then of course we've got like the little ornaments to go in your little jar, which is super cute. Like, it's kind of a change from like this globe, but having it in a jar, which is lovely. Like, I think this is super fun. So I, of course, want to make Halloween. So I'm going to use my Sweet Halloween. Now, this is also an online exclusive, and I think it's really made for like scrapbooking because of this really big The Boo Crew, which I love. But you can see the candy corns. We've got a single and a 3-1. So I'm actually going to use those to fill. That's what I use to fill my jar here. So I had used that's a stitch shape that I used, the circle there from the Stylish Shapes. And then this is actually one of the branching out dies that I used for this one. So what I thought was, I was like thinking on this before I posted it. It's like, it's not exactly what I wanted. And then I was like, I pulled out my dies, and these are the Fright Night dies. And it has this really nice label, which is almost the same size as the branching out one that I used. But it also has these fun spider webs and a little spider. And I'm like, you know what? I think that might look really good behind my jar and make it even more Halloween. I mean, I love this sweet, the this the spooky sweet designer series paper, and that is actually what I use for my panels on a piece of basic gray. But I thought and I love the candy, right? And then this is I love the orange, it's the tiger, timid tiger. So I love this paper. If you guys haven't got any of this paper, it's fantastic. It's got little pieces too. So it's a specialty paper. It's got tags. This is just a fantastic set of papers. I just love. It's just so much pretty. So that's definitely the paper that I'm using for my card today. But I've decided to use, instead of using the branching out die, which are fabulous. So if you've got the branching out dies, those would work. And I used the second, is it the second biggest? Yeah. Or no, I guess it's third. It's the third. So it's the one in the middle. The third one is what I used in the branching out dies. And instead, for this one, I used the bigger of the two in the Fright Night dies. And then I did emboss it with the Timber 3D embossing folder. You can do it. So if this way, if you look at this one, I don't know if you can actually see it. I actually, let's see, can you see it better on this? It is, I did it so it's sideways, but on this one, I actually did it this way with the grain of my embossing folder. And this is the one where I'm going to end up using on here. I did really like how I sponged this. So I actually had some sponges. I know we don't sell them anymore. We had a bunch. We had them before and I bought a bunch of them, so I still have them. But if you've got a sponge or your blending brush will work, but or a dauber, I'm going to go around all my pieces with some of the black around all my things, right? And then I've got the Don't Worry, Eat Sweets, and that is actually from my spooky Halloween, which is a Don't Worry, Eat Sweets. But all of these Halloween ones have some really good, I'm here for the candy. Like there's all kinds of fun things that you could put on here, but I thought Don't Worry, Eat Sweets. So I did get down to like maybe one more less die set because I did not use the stylish shapes. And then I went ahead and used this one so that I'm only using the my Fright Night dies to try to kind of simplify it a little bit because I'm going to put my, put these here like this, and I know it's a little harder to see because it's on black, and then put my jar on top. So let me go ahead and show you guys how to make the jar and use it for that. Let's get that going. Okay, so the fun thing about our jar is we have a nice punch, which makes it very easy. And what I suggest that you do and I put one in both of mine, is I have this little scrap piece that has where the jar is going to be. So I want to decide I want to use the other lid. So this lid is got clear, and I'm going to actually use the sweet jar lid, and it's got the black edge. So I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to use my Stamparatus. So you can use your stamp positioning tool, only because I use my stamp positioning tool really for everything. Now I know Stampin' Up! Doesn't have these. You can get, I guess it's the Misty. I think At New has one. There's a bunch of different ones. We Are Care have some. We Are Craft. I think has one too. So there's a bunch of different stamping positional tools out there, but I'm punched out, like I said, out of a piece of scrap paper, and I'd use that because, so when you have, for two reasons, so that when I use my punch, I can do it right. So I'm going to punch it low to the bottom, I think, is when I'm going to slide it in. You don't want to have too much underneath, or otherwise you're going to have to cut it so you can fit it into your punch. But also, so I'm going to use this. So you can't stick it through, okay? But, so get it to where you think it might be. And then I just use this over the top to make sure that I've got it really close. See that, how I've got it pretty close? So you can pretty eye it, but then I use this just to make sure I've got it in the right kind of place so that hopefully I will get it and punch it in the first time. So I picked it up, and then I need my black. There we go. It looks like I actually, doing it, I got my lid crooked, but we'll see. Let's see if that works. Right? Okay. Here's that. Let me clean this off. And let's see. Now, also, I would suggest that when you're doing these that have like an empty in the circle, to when you put them down, you can really manipulate them. So make sure you've kept its shape. All right, let's see if I did it right. Get that. See, then, and then you can just arrange it in your punch. Do do do. There we go. Look at that. Muy bien. Okay, so now we've got our punch. And so I don't need this, so I can go ahead and take this off. I wasn't sure if I was going to get it on the first time. Looks like I got a little bit of the black off the bottom, but that's no worries. Because I'm going to add color to it. Let's see. No, this one doesn't. See, this one has the other jar has this edges, and this one does not. I didn't realize that until I saw it. So there's definitely differences in the jars. I probably would have mixed and matched. I probably would have done, I like the other jar, and then I like this lid. Not funny. But I love the set. This is super cute. These sets are super cute. And of course, you just need to use them, right? So, okay, so move this out of the way. All right, so this is what I'm going to do first. So after I've got my jar, I'm actually going to take the triple um, candy corn that's from the Boo Crew, and I am going to actually stamp it inside my jar. So make sure I've got everything where it's supposed to go. Nice. I want to make sure I'm like totally in. Yay! I just totally did. Okay, let's see. Let me zoom this in a little bit. Okay, I'll move this out of the way. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to take my black and I'm going to just stamp a few of these in here. Okay, so I got one in the corner, and now that I'm doing this, I realize I put it in a corner where it doesn't work. Luckily, you don't have to cut this up. There is a single one. So I'm going to take my single one, and I'm just going to add it. Just going to stamp it. Do-do-do, in my jar, just like that. So just so I have some background in here. And then I'm going to close my black so I don't get it. And I used my the dark Timid Tiger and my dark Daffodil Delight is what I used to make my candy corns. So I'm going to go ahead and color these like this. Do-do-do. My candy corn. So this is the dark, my dark Timid Tiger, and then I'm going to use the bullet point to add the yellow. And then I'm going to use my smoky slate to color it in. So, put my colors on. And I think I'm going to actually use some Wink of Stella on this, and then that will be good too. Okay, but let's get my white. This is the light smoky slate. And I really want the brush tip, but I know I have one that's good. Here we go. So this is my light smoky slate. It's got a new one. So I'm just going to lightly brush it in and go around with my brush tip. And you don't have to, I can go back with my bullet tip to go really close. I'm going to go around my candy corn in my jar. And then I did stamp some extras so I can put them in here. I'm going to put them on top. Do-do-do. Okay, and then I'm going to go back with my bullet tip and get around the edges where I maybe have missed. And I'm going to fill in this mostly with candy corns and my glue dots in a second. Let's fill in the space. so that if we see it through the candy corn, they will just see the jar, right? Okay, that's what we're doing now. Lovely. Okay, so then I want to add some dimension. So I'm going to take my dark smoky slate, and I'm just going to go around the edges a little bit, and add a little bit of dimension to my jar, dark smoky slate, on these little lines on the edge. I like add that in there. And of course you can always do this before you stamp the edges, but I wanted to make sure. So if you color in your jar first and then stamp and color in the candy corns, it'll change the color, right? We won't be able to get the little white tip. So make sure that if you go over and just do the edges in the dark, that you're not coloring on the inside, and then or just wait until after, like I did, because that's better. That way you don't accidentally color stamp where you're gonna have the color. And you need to like blend this in a little bit. So I've got the light again, and I'm just blending over, kind of help with the shading a little bit where it blends into the jar with the smoky slate, light smoky slate. In the dark, I'm just blending it. Is that pretty? Okay. I love the jar. So fun. So fun. Okay, oh my gosh. Okay, there you guys see. Now I've got my basic jar is done. Isn't that nice? All right, sweet. And then so I'm going to we're going to put all of these little ones. So what I did is I went ahead and stamped a bunch of candy corns and colored them, so you don't have to watch me do that. And I need some glue dots. Here we go. Glue dots. Where are you, glue dots? They're on this side. Like, where are the glue dots? Okay. So then I'm gonna got the candy corn. And I'm just gonna add them. And like I said, I colored them the same as these ones. Actually, wait, before I do that, let's get out my Wink of Stella. And I'm just gonna add some Wink to the tips of my white ones for a little sparkle, because it's on the white, right? So that's what we want to do, is we want a little bit of sparkle on the white. Get that on here. Nice. I love the sparkle, right? Okay, so then before I put these on, I want to do that as well. So it's easier to do it here before we put them on, right? So I just stamped the third one, the three together on white scrap paper, and then fussy cut them out. So you guys didn't have to watch me fussy cut a bunch of candy corn out, so I can fill my jar. Remember, we want to make sure that we leave 4 or 5 pieces out of here too, so I have them for the outside. It's spilling over. I think I have plenty of little candy corns. Okay, there we go. I've added a bunch of Wink of Stella. I love Wink of Stella. If you don't have Wink of Stella, you add the Wink of Stella to all the things, right? Wink of Stella is always best. Okay, so let me start adding some candy corns to my candy corn jar. In there. So just put them in there randomly, so it looks like they're all overlapping, which is so much fun, right? So I'm filling the spaces. You guys play those games at Halloween where they have like count how many candies are in wrapped candies are in a jar, or that kind of thing? I love those games. Those are fun, right? We wouldn't want to do it with candy corn because they're not wrapped, right? So you don't want somebody touching it. All the candies again to um, count them, but this isn't that game. This is just You want to have a thing of candy corn. Do you guys like candy corns? My son loves candy corns. I like candy corns. I'm not one that doesn't like candy corn. I do like candy corn, but my son really likes it. Which is always fun. Okay, let me add these. I might actually need all of these. And I'll have to stamp some more. I can't really count. It really depends on how well you how full you want your jar to be and like how good you are at placing them. Because sometimes you're good at placing them and sometimes not as good as placing them. So I clearly am going to need to do a couple more. That's all right. Because I do like adding a bunch so it looks really dimensional. So I will need to stamp a few more because I'm going to put all of these in my jar. Yay! Look at that. Okay. So there's my jar. My jar is definitely full. Oh, this one does not have a good sticky. Let me do this one again. Do. Okay. Right. Oh, did I put it that way? Put it like this. There we go. All right, muy bien. Awesome. And there's none on here, so throw that away. Okay. All right, muy bien. So now I've got all my stuff in there. Now let's go ahead and make. So now we've made our jar and our lid. Now let's go ahead and make our. Actually, we didn't color our lid, did we? So here's our lid. I'm gonna color it with my dark. Because there's a little bit of white right here. I'm gonna use my dark. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of the light. It does change the shading just a little bit, just like that. Lead in. Pretty easy. It's pretty easy, right? Pretty easy. Nice. Okay, so there's our lid. And I'll have to see when I'm putting it on if it's got too much white on it, because that might drive me nuts. And of course, if I had done a better job punching it out and gotten it straight, although it's hard for me to straighten stuff out with these glasses, because these glasses are my glasses that are for. I should have just kept my other glasses on. My glasses that are for the to see my screen, to make sure my screen works. And it, like it's always something different. Okay, muy bien. Okay, and then I want to color these. Yes, do. Awesome sauce. So I'm gonna take my sponge and I'm gonna go around the edge. So now I cut this piece of the Spooky Sweet at 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, so that the dark gray of my the basic gray of my card base will be like a layer. I really love the black, but this already has so much texture. This paper, just adding this I really like adding the texture. And I really went back over this, so I'll do that too when I get it on the card. That seemed to really make it darker and fun. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. All the way around. I just really, I know it's dark, but I love it. And then I'm going to also do I'm going to add a little bit of black to my, I really can't really see it, but I'm still going to do it. And then I'm going to do it also to my gray card base. Okay, there's that one. Okay, and then there's this one. Look at that. So it does change it just a tiny bit, like just a little bit. It makes it a little, I don't know. You can kind of see it a little bit. And it just changes the texture just a bit. And then I want to add a little bit to that. So I don't know if you can see that. I feel like, I don't know, it just gets so dark. You can't really see. There we go. But it does change it a little bit when you see it. Okay. And then I do also want to do a little bit on my basic gray card. So this is my card base. It's cut at 11 and 4 1/4, and it's scored at scored at 5 1/2. I'm also adding a little bit of black, and I'm going to do the same thing to the back and the front of the card. Just do it all the way around. A little bit. Keep it consistent. I just like it. You don't have to do it as much on the back. I am going to put a strip of the designer series paper, and I am going to do that next. That. And I'm also going to do the inside because I'm crazy. Now, I'm not going to do that middle piece because when you open it up, I don't really want to do the inside middle, but I'm going to do the edges. I just really like the way that looks on the black. I mean, on the gray, the black onto the basic gray for Halloween. I think it's very spooky. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, muy bien. So we got that one done. Now we need to do our inside panel. So our inside panel is at 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And I am also going to do a little bit around this panel here. Just a little. Do you like it? And then I did cut two, I have 2 strips that I did with the same orange piece from the Spooky Sweet Specialty Designer's paper. And I'm going to also go over this one as well to kind of add some of that black edge. And this is going to be for the inside of the card inside and for the back of the card. I kind of keep that theme. I love this stuff. I love doing that. And this is cut at 4 1/2. So this is 4 1/8, but these are 4. Just so you know. Usually I have the match, but I wanted it to be these still be 4 and that be 4 1/8 to fit. And then I did cut these at 5 3/8 and 5 3/8, so they will match. They will fit right on top of each other. So let's go ahead and glue those down. Right? Okay. So wonder maybe if I holler at my son really quick. Tyler, on the printer is a printout. Can you bring it to me? Okay, my son is in the other room. I was able to get him. I can't believe that I forgot to do it before. I left it on the printer, but I love this. Do you guys see this? These critters are so cute. The only problem is there's 2 sides. Luckily, you can buy more of it so you can use it. Thank you. Yes, that's what I need. Muy bien. Look at that, guys. I've got. That's what it's supposed to be. This week's GDP. So you can see the sketch, right? It's got paper, and then a smaller piece, and then a smaller piece, and the circle. But you can see that I just like almost did that exactly with the circle, right? And I was like, oh, I must have the circle. But you know what? The jar is enough of a circle, I think, that I don't actually need this extra piece. I think it'd be better if I leave that off. So I'd love to know in the comments. You guys can tell me if you think the other one's better when I'm getting it done. But I think I like it better this way. I think I'm gonna like it better this way, without the stitch circle. I think I was just a little too on the nose, right? Like this is okay, cool beans. Nice. Okay, muy bien. Okay, and then we're gonna put this one down. Remember, it needs to be only. As you can see, it's not a very big. It's too much. Sorry, it's not a very big strip. So we want it to not be a very big strip. When we put it on, kind of like that. Very nice. I just love how much just dirtying the edges really like helps it be awesome. Much more Halloweeny. Yeah? I love it. Okay, so there's my strip of the orange. black. Love, love, love. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and just put this one on here like this. I'm not going to put it up on, I always want to put it up on Stampin' Dimensionals, but I am going to put our, a jar up, so I don't want to put it too far. And so let's look and see. This one's got a little bit of an edge. It's kind of more in the middle. Okay, I kind of, yeah, like that. Yeah. So have you guys ever done any of these sketch challenges? Do you guys like working from a sketch? I really enjoy doing the GDP, as you guys probably know. I've done a bunch of them. It's a fun um, challenge to really think outside the box, especially if you don't know what you want to do. It's a great way to just, you know, find something that you, not, a starting off place. So it helps you use your stuff. Um, and there's always so many beautiful samples that people make with it. So that's always nice. Okay, so now let's see. Let's get our pieces out. Like I said, oh, and I wanted to tell you guys a little trick. So when I first did the die cut out my webs, if you guys can see, I couldn't get all the pieces. It didn't like seem to go all the way through. So what I did was when I ran my, and somebody else has done this trick, it's just a mailer, right? Like I've got a mailer and you, with the bubble wrap mailer, and you use that as your shim, it works so good. So I ran it through, so I built my sandwich and I put this underneath it, and when I put it through, I had no problems at all getting all the little pieces from my webs. So I just wanted you guys to keep that in mind. Okay, so I think before I put this together, I think I need my sentiment. But as you can see, this is kind of how it's going to go. But I need my sentiment. So let's do that, because the sentiment, and I really definitely wanted to dirty up my edges, I think, for my lid. Maybe even cut the lid, trim that off a little bit. But, oh my gosh. Okay, so we can put that in there like that. And then we have one more piece. I'll put that on the inside, I think. Oh, so cute. But we need our sentiment. So I cut a sentiment piece. It is 3/8 by 4, I believe. I think it's by 4. Yeah, by 4. And I'm gonna snip the edge off a little bit, but I need to do. Should I bend that one? Let's do this one. I'm gonna put this on my Stamparatus, because I need my Stamparatus. Now, if you hadn't watched this before, I actually have a grip mat in here from Waffle Flower, is what I put in there. There's a few places that do grip mats. I really like this one, and it just works really well for me. I have a hard time with the magnets, so using that, and I've got mine I cut it down to fit my Stamparatus. They actually make them to fit in the MISTI. Okay, so let me go ahead, and I'm gonna flag one end. So I want to kind of get it so it's closer to one edge than the other. As you can see, like that. Make sure that's down. And then I pick it up. Nice. Make sure I didn't. Yep, okay. And then I'm going to use my black. And like I said, I put the memento on a white pad to make me a large black. And I find that it's easier for me because all of our other stamp pads are this foam, and so I like it. Now, sometimes it doesn't work, like with the cloud cover, because it doesn't interact with the foam well. So I do actually have that on one of the spots that has. This looks like I can do it a little bit darker. On the felt, right? It doesn't change the color at all. I think you can still get the bigger pad. That's why I didn't just buy a white pad and then put the cloud cover on it, because apparently the cloud cover ink interacts with the material that's the foam that kind of makes it change color. But there we go, which is why we have it on the felt, and that's why that color pad is actually on the last chance list. Okay, so let's take that off. And I like to try to put my uh, oh, I got a little bit of black on something. Okay, I like to put my photopolymer away as soon as I can because I have a tendency to lose them. And now that we're going away from red rubber, I really need to make sure because it seems like all of ours are going to be this way. So, and then I always kind of use my wet on that, and I put a piece of my window sheet on top to keep it nice. Okay, so now we have this. Now, I think I showed you guys last week, we have this new punch that's coming that you can flag on the end, right? And so how do I do that? I'm just going to slip it in on one side like this, right? And look at that. Yay! Perfect flag. Every time. Love, love, love. So if you guys get that. So I used 2 punches today. 2 punches. Not that I think I did the jar punch. Even though I tried very hard to do the jar punch. Perfect. But look, it's got a little bit too much white. That's my problem is sometimes the punches, even sometimes my dyes will leave too much white. And I think it's, because I like to fussy cut, that it's too much for me. It drives me nuts. I don't need to cut the top of this one off because I'm going to cover it with my the jar cover. Right now I'm going to cut this a little bit lighter. Okay. Now I am going to take my black sponge and do a little bit. Not a lot because we did do some shading with the dark color on here. But I kind of want to do a little bit of the black because I want it all to match, right? Very matchy. I know, right? Like I've always been. I mean, I think that's why I love Stampin' Up so much is that all the things match. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this. Now be careful because it is thinner. You don't have a lot of space, right? As you can see, I got a lot of black on this one. So depending on what you want to do, if you're using your blending brush or if you're using a dauber or you're using a sponge, just be careful. You don't want to cover too much of your sentiment with the black. I definitely want it to match the rest. Oh, love, love, love. Okay, let me be on. All right, so now let's figure out how to finish this off. So I've also punched a spider. So you see we've got the spider and we've got the 3 webs from the Fright Night dies, which is another fun stamp set. So you can get that as a bundle as well. So I think this one's going to go, I think maybe I want it to go like this. On here. Like that, probably. It's probably how I'll want that to go. Okay, on the inside piece, because I've got the layer. I don't know. Maybe I want to put this here and then put this here. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Usually put stuff on this side. Could do it like that. Maybe like that. We'll see. And then I'll trim off the edges off the side. Okay, let's work on this. Okay, so I know I want to put this up on Stampin' Dimensionals, and I have black Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to go ahead and just use my minis. They come in a combo pack, so you've got big ones and little ones, which is nice. I'm going to use the little ones on this, and I want to put it in the center, right? Because we want to tuck these in there. So I'm just going to put these in the center here. So you could probably just put 2, right, if you wanted to. But let's see. Let's pull these off. Okay. So I want it to be down low, right? I'm using this as like my circle, and we can see how it is on our sketch, right? So it's down here like this. So I need it to be a little bit off my counter, like that. So I think I want it to go like that, right there maybe. Yeah. And then I need my lid. Here's my lid. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm just gonna cut the edge of my foam here, Stampin' Dimensionals on the edge, the street stuff. So now I have a little black shot of the tiny, that'll fit right here. Just like that, right? So my tongue, I get that, hold my tongue just right. So now I just have that little bit of black right there. Okay, and I'm gonna put that on. So I've got my lid, it's on my jar. So let me zoom it in just a little so you guys can see that a little bit better. Because it's gonna be on black, which is not, now I did do a gray spider. What did I do with my gray spider? Did he escape? Oh, he did. Here we go. This is the other lid that I did before, just in case I messed up. I tried it first. Okay, so here I've got a gray spider instead of black spider, because the gray would look better up on this. And then I thought I would do is I'm gonna take let me get my black. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna use the dark gray. I was gonna say I can use the dark gray and just add a little bit to him, just like that. That makes my spider a little bit more, has more dimension with the different colors. Okay, so I do have black, and maybe I should have done it in gray. The spider webs, do you guys think? Instead of black? I don't know. Maybe we should try that. What do you guys think? I don't know. I don't know. Look better in black? I was thinking black because, it's Halloween, but now it's on top of that gray. You know what? So let me do that. Let me see. I have some gray right here. Here is some gray scrap. And let's get out our dies. Before I put this together, let's look and see. I might decide I like it better in black. Okay, so remember what I also said was that I had a hard time getting these to cut out. So I will definitely put the things back on here. So what did I do with that? I showed you guys. Here we go. So I've got this, and I'm only doing it one side. So I'm putting that under here. And then I'm going to put my piece on top. So on my machine, and I'm using that piece of my package to get as kind of like a shim. Uh-oh, I've slid my stuff. Here we go. Oh, it was fine. It was fine. I was worrying for nothing. Okay. There we go. I almost have to stand up. Here we go. To get through my... Because with the shim, it does need, I guess, a little bit of more elbow grease to get through. Okay. And then it should just pop right out. Yeah, see how they're coming out already? Oh, awesome. Those are the little pieces. Take my shim off. And dump all these little gray pieces everywhere. Awesome. Off my thing. Okay, so as you can see, there we go. Let's see if the gray is better. I don't know. I was thinking the black would be fine, but I'm thinking maybe the gray would look better. You know what I mean? That's the thing. I don't know. When you guys make cards, do you do that? Do you make it first and then the ideas come? So that's how I do it. My one friend does hers. She uses, there's a kind of tack tape that you can use that you can move stuff around with. It's not permanent. And then she adds the permanent on after she decides exactly how she wants it to go. I guess I could try that, but I mean, I usually want to make the card and have to see it and touch it, and then if I'm going to do it a second way, then I'm like, oh, I should have done this. I should have done that, which I usually do. But I do that before I make my, if I'm going to do swaps or something, right? I always make sure I have enough to be able to do a, let me try this one again kind of a thing. I don't know. I'd love to know if you guys ever do that too. I'm gonna put my dyes back on here. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I think I was right. I think the gray would be better under here than the black, because you can see it on the black. And yeah, no, I kind of like it. I kind of like it better, like the gray. So I wanted to do it like this. Is what my intention was. And then have my go over top like this. Oops, we don't want to take it all the way to the back to the orange. Like that. And then what did I do with my little spider? Here he is. And you know what? It has a little bit, but you can see that the color has, let me add a little more. Let me more of the dark smoky slate. Add some, but let me add a little more to the abdomen. There we go. I kind of like it being a little bit different color. A little bit. Da, da, da. Then I have my black. So one of the things that we do have now is this journalist. Where's our journal? I had them. What did I do with it? I had our journal. I have the new journal. You know what? I don't know what I did with it. I have a new journal thing. The pen that we get from Stampin' Up. Let's see. I have this one, which is my paint pen. This is a Gravy paint, acrylic paint pen. Let's see here. I have it. The white one's pretty cool. I'm gonna add the black. And let's see. Look at that. So I got two little black eyes on it. Probably can't see it from here. You guys. There we go. So he's gonna go on here. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so I like that better. I am liking this much better. Okay, so now if I was really smart, I would have put these gray on the sticky stuff. I don't even know why I didn't think about that. We have this to make it like a sticker, which I would say if I were doing this again in a bunch, I would totally cut these out so that they're stickers, instead of trying to put the little bit of glue on here, because that seems really ridiculous, Christy. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I always do that too. I remember to do that later. So if I was going to make a bunch of these, then I would remember. Do you know what I mean? Like then I would remember that I wanted to do that. Otherwise, no. Oh, I should have put that one on first. Because I put too much of the black. I'll just lift that up just a tiny bit, not put this underneath. Okay. My sticker. I did leave plenty of room for this to go underneath the jar, just not the jar lid. Because of course I didn't. Okay, so go. Luckily the glue will dry clear, which is always nice. But I like that. That looks nice. You guys like that? Yay! I do. Okay. So then let's put the lid back on this. I'm gonna get my little mini black dimensionals. Let's put on our sentiment. Right? Let's put our sentiment on. Push that back down on top. Nice. I love dimensionals. Yay! I do like it. I love Halloween cards. You guys like Halloween cards? I need to send out Halloween cards. My son's birthday is coming up, and I am also making a special card for him. I will. It's not Stampin' Up though. It is a very cool kind of one that I got that I saw somebody did at Blue Moon Scrapbooking, which is my local scrapbook place in Tucson. Look! Oh my gosh, you guys, that is so fantastic. I love it. Okay, and then we also need one for my spider. I know I have a friend that hates spiders. Actually, my sister doesn't like spiders either. I love spiders. I always forget because I want to send her cards and they have spider, for Halloween and they have spiders on them. But she is terrified of spiders. I, however, am not terrified of spiders. Unless it's a black widow, and I'm like killing the black widow. Okay, which way do I want him to go? I don't know. Let's see. Where am I going to put him? Do I need to put him like right here? Or do I want to get it? I kind of want it to go a little bit over. I want it to be over here on the top. I colored both sides, so I can do going down. It's like over the don't worry, don't eat. Kind of like it that way. Okay, so let's put him going this way. Go, with little black eyes. Can I do more than one? Maybe I can only do half of one there. And one little leg's going over the top, like that. And that means I have another half one. Let's put that one back in case we need it for something else. Oh my gosh, you guys, what do you think? Oh, love it! Oh my goodness, that's definitely more spookity than this one. But I definitely need some more candy corns, yeah? So let's get some candy corn. So I need another piece of basic white. And again, I keep all my scrap because, of course, right? So I think I need 5 pieces, right? It looks like I lost one of my pieces on this side. You want to have an odd number. Let's color these up and cut them out. Right, luckily it's pretty easy. So I'm going to, with my dark tiger, timid tiger, I'm going to color the bottom. And again, with candy corn, like if I had pinks instead of orange, I could have made this pink and yellow or whatever, right? Like that's kind of the fun part. You can make it any color you want. Because it's, our imagination. It doesn't have to be exactly like candy corns. But I like this. So cute. Right? It's so much fun. And of course, if you hate fussy cutting out candy corns, then this might not be the project for you. As I love to fussy cut, and this stuff is pretty quick to fussy cut. So yeah, no, I save all my little scraps because you never know when you're gonna have like you just need a little bit of something, which I tend to need all the time. I don't want to waste a full pack, especially since our paper now is more expensive because they can't get it anymore at the one place we can get it with the big packs. So it's the same as our regular cardstock. Um, so I'm even more frugal when it comes to um, saving my scraps. Usually it's just my DSP that I like keep all the things, but now I'm doing it for my white too. I mean, I've got like a little container over here that's got all my white in it. So I'm going to make sure we add some um, Wink Stella to these two. We have one, so I'll probably put 5 on the front, and then I'll put 1 on the inside. Maybe like it's caught in the web. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see how it looks. Right? And I think on the other one I stamped on the back the candy corn and then colored it. And maybe we'll do that too. Anyway, I was really happy with all of our Halloween stuff this year. I think there's lots of fun things. I know. But this is how we try to do these GDP. And so they're really fun. And if you want to join along, they're really awesome. All you have to do is use the hashtag and post it on your Instagram or Facebook page with the GDP. And this GDP is what? So GDP is Global Design Project 518. If you want to do the same, I'd love to see you guys do some. There are always some money, and then, or you could search for them and look at different ones that are really pretty. They always have, and they're international, right? So, because it is the Global Design Project. So you get to see projects from creators around the world, which is always nice and fun. Um, Most of the things you can like go to Google Translate and find out what they're saying. And they're not all Stampin' Up either. Right? You can do there's all kinds of different. Although usually the colors are in um, Stampin' Up colors, but they don't have to be. You don't have to. They're pretty. I think they're pretty flexible, and it's pretty awesome. I really enjoy participating with that. Okay, what happened to the other one? I had 5. Did I lose one in my or 6? Didn't I? Did I not get them all? Did I not get them all out, or have I just lost 2? I probably just lost 2, right? Oh, there they are. They're on my card. They already want to be on the card. Okay, there we go. All right. So then, I need to let's add them. I could just have all these little gray pieces, right? I was the good choice though. I think that was the right choice to go with the gray instead of the black. Um, I think it definitely was. So I'm actually thinking what I want to do is maybe I want to put one candy corn right here, like the spider's taking the candy corn. I think I do. Doesn't that look cool? Oh my gosh, Christy, that's fantastic. Okay, so let me get out my little take a big tool because I'm going to slide it under there, and then I need my glue dots. And just saying that's a cute idea. That's cute. My little spider's got one. That's so funny. Okay, let's see. Maybe I have to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see that better. So I've given my spider a little candy corn, and then we need to add some. So maybe I should only do 3 and then on the outside. Let's see. Right, like 2, and then. Right. Oh, maybe because of the orange on the outside, it doesn't look as good. Maybe I need to just do it like this, right? Maybe. Let's see. Well, maybe I do need 3. Okay. Let's see. There we go. We've got 1 up there. And then there's 3 there. And then do I need to put another one here? Or no, I don't like it there. Maybe it should be like right here. Get spilled out. You guys think that's too many? No. Oh, maybe I don't need it. Maybe I'll need to break my own rules. Because that's why you have rules, right? So I got 3 there and they got 1 there. I think that's all I need on there. You guys think so? Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so here we go. This is the first one. And I used the different jar. As you can see, it's a different jar and lid. And I use a different embossing folder, not embossing folder, a die. This one's the branching out die. And then this one is the one that's in my Fright Nights. That's the same as the my little spider and the spider webs, and everything else is the same. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It did. It fell. I had messed it up. There we go. I moved it with my finger. So, yeah. But I used the same edges. Okay, so now let's do the inside. Actually, well, let's do the back first, and then we'll do the inside. Okay, so the back, we need a piece of our, the 1/2 inch by 4. Get that. So let me unzoom it so you guys can see. There we go. And we're going to put this to the back, on the back, the bottom. And then I like to stamp the Stampin' Up. And this is from, I think it's called like the Share, Love, Create. I'm not sure what it's called now. I need to figure that out. I need to pull it up. But it's got the Stampin' Up logo right there. So we follow policy, our angel policy. And then I'm going to use the single candy corn because I love that. Let's put that there. And then because I put another piece of paper on the inside, I can go ahead and use my blends to color, because if you, the blends will bleed through, right? I'll show it to you when I go, even though I'm doing it in, but see how the different the color is? If you had colored your jar and then added the color, it would be different. It's just easier to do it the other way, but I did add a little bit there. Did you guys see that? How it's a little bit different, but it's super cute, right? Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so that's the back. And so now we need to go the inside. And so the inside, I want to do my inside piece. And I want to make my spider web. I think I want to do it like that, maybe underneath. And then I'll cut it, right? So that it matches. I think that's how I want to do it. Okay, so let's go ahead and screw this out of the way so I don't get glue on it. So by first I'm going to put in my little scrap. Remember I told you it's 4 by 1/2 on the bottom, like that. And then I'm going to put it from the edge to the edge. So I do know I need the glue on this side, just like this. I want it to go to there, right? Oh, okay. Hold that down. Awesome. I have to get a little glue, but I will use my glue eraser. So then I'm going to take my snips and be careful not to snip off the edge. I'm just going to snip off this and not my paper edge. Yeah, there we go. Just like that. Nice! Ooh, I love it, love it, love it. And then, well, let me get my glue eraser. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell these. I got mine at, you can get them like on all the sites, but you know, you can get these for like $1 at the Dollar Tree. So I would definitely do that because that's the best. Okay, and then I have one little candy corn. Do I want to put the candy corn kind of like that? I don't know. Maybe like, I think I kind of like it like that. And I am going to use glue because you don't want to really use glue dots because you don't want it to catch on the inside. So glue helps it stay down much better. And there we go. Awesome. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And then I want to put Happy Halloween on the inside. And which, what is this one? This one I have. Am I missing one of these? No, maybe it's just an extra one. Okay, because it was stuck to me. Okay, I have Happy Halloween. What was the Happy Halloween I was going to use? Oh, I'm going to use Happy Halloween here. So I'm going to just use, love this Happy Halloween. Okay, so let's pull that out. Again, I'm going to go get my Stamparatus because I love my Stamparatus. Okay, pull this off. You could put Happy Halloween on the back too, but I used to do that more often than I do now. Okay, hold on, I got like glue on there. Okay, here's my Happy Halloween. You can put your sentiment wherever you want. I just really like doing it on the bottom. I don't know why I started doing it from the bottom, but I really like it. So let's pull that up. And of course, I've got my black is right here. Happy Halloween. Sweet. How awesome is that? Love, love, love. Okay, let's get this cleaned. You have to make sure you get your stuff pretty clean. I love my the chamois too. You cut that in half. I cut my chamois in half. And you can really clean better on your Stamparatus. Okay. And this one is not mounted, so I want to make sure I put it back right away. So let's go ahead and put this away. I'm going to get this out, put this back. I love this. So I usually get all of the Halloween stuff because I end up using all of the pieces for all my cards. I know, it's terrible. Really bad. I'm making the $1 million card, right? The $500 card, because I use all the things. But you guys probably have your favorite stamps. Oh my gosh, this kitty is so cute. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, here we go. Awesome. So there we go. Now we can put our Halloween inside. Got a little piece of that gray in here. Do. That is great. I do have a little bit of black right here that's kind of annoying me. I got a little bit too smudgy. I had a, oops, I got my stuff all over everywhere. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get my thing out. And I have, this is a sand eraser. So you ever get smudges? And so it's okay if it's a little bit black, but it's a little bit blacker than I want it to be. So I'm just gonna like use my, this is a sand eraser. So just kind of, you can get these. They don't have these at the dollar store. They're a little bit more than that. But you can get these at any of your scrapbooking off supply places. See, that's much better. Awesome. Love, love, love. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make a new one. As you can see, what do you guys think? Do you guys have a favorite? Do you like that I added the spider web on here and use the different folder, or do you like the one that's got the circle in the back and I use the square? Like, but here is this week's sketch. You can see they both kind of encompass that. I don't think I needed the white. I think it looks better without that. And then, but they're pretty close. They're pretty close. But I'd love to know what you guys think. Which ones you like better? And you can see, right? Like here, I've added. That's, you know, what I mean, they're very close. They're very close. So, yeah, really cute, right? Love, 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 love. They are the same on the back. Awesome sauce. Okay. Well, like I said, that is my GDP card. I'll probably get this one. I probably will put this one up on my Instagram and all the places. And again, I used my sentiments from the Spooky Halloween. I used on this card, I used the Jar of Joy jar. And on this card, the one that I'm gonna is I used the Sweet Jar one, and that's the one that can be bought in a bundle with the punch. This is the Sweet Jar Builder punch. So, and then I used the Fright Night, which is the other one of the other stamp set I used. This also comes in a bundle. I got it's the one that's got the label that matches this. I got the spider and the spider webs, and then I also used the candy corn from the Sweet Halloween, and this is a standalone that matches. And then I of course used our Timber 3D, which I believe is still available. And on this card, I used my stitched the stitch circle from the Stylish Shapes, and I used the label die from, it's like the third one, from the Branching Out dies. So, right, you can pretty much change things up for what you've got, but because they look pretty similar, just a little bit different. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make these cards today. And let's see, let's go to all the things. Let's see, we've got a new paper pumpkin, which is a wrapped in cheer. Look at it, it's got a really pretty stamp set, and it makes some little gift boxes and that are food safe with little tags. So if that is your jam, that is Also something we can make, you can probably make cards out. They always have like so many great alternatives. But that is the October through the November 10th. You have to get that one to subscribe. We've got, there's still have time for that class. Traditions of Christmas class. That's October 23rd. It's going to be the live. And I said, like I mentioned, I think maybe one or two of the things have sold out, or not sold out, or on back order. That beautiful paper is, but it will be around back. I guess it said November 15th, but there is alternative paper to use with that, so you can see that if you guys want to get that. But that class is still available in my online store, and of course, I would definitely get this before. We have the Make the Season Bright with the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar. I love this. I've already seen all of these things inside. It's not Christmas themed. It's gorgeous. Love, love, love. Think Misty Moonlight and Flirty Flamingo are kind of like the colors, or kind of the color palette. It's just so gorgeous. I know you could probably see it online. A lot of people have already done theirs. I think I'm gonna wait until next month to do mine, but I would say get it if you want to, and we can do it together. But it's $99, right? And you get 12 different little gift stuff. It's definitely worth it. I'm really excited. These are exclusive products that are just going to be for this Advent calendar, crafted calendar. But again, if that price tag is a little much, just think. If you are if you want to join, if you're not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you can join my team today for only $35. And then you can pick $125 of stuff, of product to put in your starter kit, including that $99 for the Advent calendar. Or you could do the $99 and again pick $189 worth of product to put in your starter kit. There's either one of those choices, and both are awesome. I can't believe it's $35 to get to join Stampin' Up. And that just means there's no obligation, but that means you can order product at 20. You get a 20% discount. I mean, that's like getting free shipping all the time, right? It's awesome. Like there's always so many great reasons to join Stampin' Up, and that $35 just makes it even more so. So if you guys have any questions, you can totally hit me about that, and or go over to my website and see about all the benefits about joining my team. But again, remember though, it is 125 or 189, so you need to make sure you're as close to that number. You can't go over when you're picking out your product. And of course, all the pre-order stuff that's going on, including that super cute flag punch that I showed you guys last week that I used today. There's a part of that pre-order that you can also add to your starter kit. So that starter kit thing is pretty awesome. Like, that's pretty awesome. I love it, love it, love it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed me watching my doing my GDP card this month with the sweet jar, and adding the candy corns. I just love that. You guys I'm going to be having to make stuff with all the things, but it was so much fun. So I will talk to you guys later. Please subscribe and like this video for me and supporting. And if anybody has the stamp set and would like ideas or love candy corn or Halloween, definitely share my video, and maybe that's something they might want to make. And of course, if you need any Stampin' Up! Stuff, I'm happy, and you don't have a demonstrator, I'm happy to help you. All the links will be in this video where you can buy stuff in the online store. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and have a great weekend, and I hope you get some time in your craft room. Happy crafting. Bye.